What's up, everyone? Welcome to the June 27th edition of FanDuel Tournament Plays presented by PrizePicks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, use the code AWESOMO when you sign up and make a deposit at PrizePicks. You'll receive 1 free month of Stokastic Plus Platinum. You'll also receive a 100% deposit bonus up to $100 on that first deposit. We have a 9-game MLB slate tonight. As usual, we're going to take a look at 3 of the top tournament stacks and 3 of the top tournament pitchers for FanDuel tournaments. Starting with the top stacks, number 3, the Texas Rangers are taking on Kris Bubic tonight in Kansas City. The Rangers are projected for 7% ownership with a 7% chance of being the top scoring stack. Bubic is one of the better pitching prospects in Kansas City's organization, but he has struggled at the major league level so far. He's only struck out 19.5% of hitters this year, while allowing 1.59 home runs per 9 innings. The Rangers' active roster has a 102 WRC plus and a 169 ISO. Number 2, the Colorado Rockies taking on Tyler Anderson tonight in Coors Field. It's a difficult matchup against Anderson, but the Dodgers on the other side of this game are going to pull a massive amount of ownership. The Rockies not pulling as much, only 5% owned, 7% chance of being the top scoring stack. They have a 95 WRC plus and a 143 ISO on the season, but playing in Colorado certainly helps all of their offensive numbers. And while Anderson is a good pitcher, he does only strike out 22.7% of hitters. So pitching in Coors Field, where more balls are going to fall in for hits, can hurt Anderson a bit. And number 1, the Toronto Blue Jays taking on Connor Siebel tonight. Siebel has made 11 starts at AAA this year. He has a respectable 24.8% strikeout percentage, but also has a 4.41 xFIP. And he's taking on a Toronto lineup that has, or Toronto roster, I should say, that has a 111 WRC plus and a 171 ISO this year. The Blue Jays are projected for 8% ownership with a 9% chance of being the top scoring stack. Now, looking at the top 3 tournament pitchers, number 3, Martin Perez, $9,700 price tag, taking on the Kansas City Royals. Perez has only struck out 20.1% of hitters this year, but on this slate, that's actually a respectable number. It gives him the 8th highest strikeout percentage on the slate. He also has a 3.63 xFIP, and he's facing a weak Kansas City team that also does not have Carlos Santana. That's most notable because Santana is very difficult to strike out, but he was just traded to the Mariners. Kansas City called up one of their top hitting prospects, but he's not in tonight's lineup. So that sets up pretty nicely for Perez. Number 2, Tristan McKenzie is $8,900. He's projected for 6% ownership with a 7% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. He's taking on a dangerous Minnesota Twins team, but the Twins also do have some strikeouts in their lineup. McKenzie has struck out 22.4% of hitters this year with a 4.45 xFIP. And number 1, George Kirby, $9,000, taking on the Baltimore Orioles tonight in Seattle. Kirby's projected for 9% ownership with about an 8% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. Kirby is one of the better pitching prospects in baseball. He has struck out 23.3% of hitters while only walking about 3% of hitters this year. He has a very respectable 3.4 xFIP as well. So to recap, the top 3 tournament stacks: number 3, the Texas Rangers; number 2, the Colorado Rockies; and number 1, the Toronto Blue Jays. And the top 3 tournament pitchers: number 3, Martin Perez; number 2, Tristan McKenzie; and number 1, George Kirby.